Monday morning, everyone. On this last day of winter, welcome to AMHQ Early. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. There's a lot going on today. So tomorrow, the first official day of spring. For many, it will be a stormy start to the season. We've got storms firing up in the Midwest, in the Southeast, and there's going to be more today. We could see strong winds, heavy rain, and hail like they saw in Texas over the weekend. We'll show you where the storms are right now. In fact, in the Florida Panhandle, we've got some storms going on. We'll show you where that is. So a couple of features to point out here as we look at the water vapor to start your Monday morning. We're watching the moisture continue to come in at the low levels, especially right now across the Southeast. And then you see the spin out here over the plains. That moves east, and that's going to be our impetus for our severe weather later this afternoon. Things are getting juiced in the atmosphere. The dew points are coming up. In fact, we'll see dew points approaching 70 later today. This is where we have all the moisture right now into the south, and these storms right into the Big Bend area of Florida and southeastern Georgia. These have been at least putting out a lot of lightning, if not some strong gusty winds, plus a lot of lightning with this main event here going on across portions of Kansas and Oklahoma. All right, so we go up into Kansas, where right now we've got some thunderstorms on the eastern edge of all this. Well east of Wichita is where that severe thunderstorm warning is. Fort Smith, Arkansas, just to your south, we've got a thunderstorm that we're watching. Again, these storms are moving quick. So right now in Latimer and LaFleur County, you're under severe thunderstorm warning until 4:45. Hail would be one of the biggest threats with this, but also we could see some strong winds in excess of 60 miles per hour as well. All right, so let's go down into Mississippi. We've got a couple of thunderstorms we're tracking for you just south of Clarksdale. There's going to be storms on the move throughout the day. One round this morning, there'll be a break, and then another round this afternoon. You can see Savannah, we're getting our morning round right now with thunderstorms going on there.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
South of Tallahassee in the Florida Panhandle, Jefferson, Leah, and Wakulla counties are under a severe thunderstorm warning. This storm cell moving east at about 35 miles per hour, and strong winds, one of the main threats with that. So here's what's happening right now, and then we put this here into future mode as we watch for a lot of the ingredients in place today. There's a lot of lift, there's a lot of instability, there's a lot of moisture, so we are anticipating a very busy day. And it does out for you, and take a look at that forecast. Today, it's your day in Nashville and Birmingham. So here's the system as it tracks east, the moisture lifting north, everything in the atmosphere kind of pointing right into this area. Look at where we have the biggest potential energy, where we've got the most lift, where we're going to see the most spin in the atmosphere. So that's, I think, going to be the corridor that we watch for some of the biggest threats for severe weather. Lots of strong, both mid to upper level winds punching in and changing direction. So that's going to add some spin to the atmosphere. The lift is going to be enhanced by that disturbance coming in. A lot of ingredients today. So that should tell you to take this day seriously. When warnings are issued, make sure you go to your safe place and take them seriously. Torcons have now been increased to a 6 in northern and central Alabama. So we have torcons of 5 up here into central Tennessee, northwestern Georgia. These are for the storms that will develop later in the day. Southeast Alabama and central Georgia, we've got a 4 out of 10 on your torcon for today. So here's a look at the timing of everything. We've got some action this morning. That goes away, and then we'll get a bit of a break, and then more thunderstorms develop into the afternoon. Here's 1 o'clock. Now we start to see some thunderstorms get going.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Worry about 7 o'clock. A lot of daytime heating is fed into these thunderstorms. The mid-level disturbance is coming through at this time. So certainly could see, I think, a lot of warnings coming out right through the afternoon and evening. Here's your timing in Birmingham. So we've got thunderstorms coming your way through the afternoon. We'll watch for those thunderstorms to continue, especially through the dinner hour and just before bedtime. And then we'll get a break after that. And then the threat does continue tomorrow. The whole system tracks through the south and east. Thunderstorms in the forecast from Tampa to Orlando. We do have torcons up here as well. 3s and 4s for you tomorrow there in the southeast. And we've got Orlando for you. Today's thunderstorms are possible, but there's still another chance again tomorrow. All right, let's go coast to coast right now and take a look at your Monday morning weather headlines. All right, so today, large hail is a possibility. Storms with strong damaging winds a possibility. Tornadoes are a possibility as well. Here's this current setup right now. So at the moment, we've got a lot of moisture coming into the southeast. So that's part 1 of the story. We also have this disturbance. You can see that low spinning right now over Oklahoma and Kansas. That is pushing east, and that's going to be the upper level support, or one of the pieces of the upper level support coming on in. Plus, we've got some strong jet stream winds too. So there's
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Back. You step outside this morning, it feels like a late spring day. Dew points are going to approach nearly 70 this afternoon in Alabama. That's going to help feed these thunderstorms. We already have a few going on this morning underneath the upper level low. You can see a couple of storms out there, one in eastern Oklahoma, another one here in eastern Kansas. Hail would be the big risk with these thunderstorms. Bourbon and Crawford County in Kansas, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning until 5 o'clock. And you can see how the storm is moving pretty much off to the north, a little bit to the east of north, but watching that this morning until 5 o'clock. Then we also have south of Fort Smith, this storm that has popped up for LaFleur County, 445. Your warning goes until hail would be the main threat for that as well. Then we go into Florida, where we've been watching this line of thunderstorms now sinking very slowly south, but also moving east at the same time. So watching these thunderstorms that are tracking in with a lot of lightning as well as a threat for some strong damaging winds. Dixie, Lafayette, and Taylor until 6:30. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning. In Cross City, you're just on the southern edge of that. So watching this right now, we're going to watch for additional thunderstorms today. The ingredients are all there. Shear, lift, instability, and moisture. In fact, we have some high level for today. We're going to be watching for thunderstorms developing through the afternoon. Yes, there are some this morning, but I think the ones that we're really concerned about, the ones that
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Coming into the afternoon, and daytime heating will be a part of this here. That will feed into the instability. The highest instability is going to be right in our warm sector today. So watching from middle Tennessee right down through Alabama into eastern Mississippi, western Georgia as well, in that some stronger winds coming in at the mid-levels, sort of punching in across this area from the west, and they could be up over 75 or 90 miles per hour. So that's very strong winds at the mid to upper levels. Plus this low that you saw spinning, this moves in as well and helps enhance the lift. So there's a lot going on today to help drive these thunderstorms. The red zone includes all the way up here into the Nashville area. When it comes to torcons, the tornado condition index, it's a 6 out of 10. That's a 60% chance of tornadoes forming within a 50-mile radius. That's in Alabama. 5 up there in northwestern Georgia. It's a 4 in southeastern Alabama and central Georgia. So, I often say that the atmosphere kind of points to where everything is going to come together today. And you really saw that right across northern Alabama, where all the features kind of overlap, and we look for that biggest risk of storms. So here's a look at the forecast. We get into the afternoon, and it's really hard to pinpoint exactly where a specific thunderstorm is going to develop. However, we can give you, some timing. And the timing for you is about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, moving through middle Tennessee, getting into Nashville about the dinner hour, getting into northern Alabama, just about that as well, dotting the landscape all across northern Georgia as we get into the late afternoon and early evening, and then continuing with thunderstorms.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area
tonight. So Montgomery, Alabama, your storms here come in this afternoon after lunchtime, when the kids get off the bus, when you're trying to assess if they're going to have sports after school, all of that in terms of timing. Thunderstorms are likely and possible severe weather there. And then tomorrow we watch for thunderstorms to reform through the south and east, and we'll see that from Charleston to Savannah, Orlando, and Tampa. You are in the red zone for tomorrow. And we go coast to coast right now with a quick look at your Monday morning weather. This could happen, actually, right? It would move backwards at a high rate of speed. But yeah, dangerous stuff there. All right, so let's shift gears and talk about some of the wintry weather that we have over here. Right now, we actually have some winter weather coming out of Colorado into the high plains. I know you guys had what a weekend in Colorado. First, you were sitting by the pool, and then you were catching snowflakes. Now we've got this snow out there that is coming in right across western portions of Kansas and Nebraska and up into South Dakota. We've got some snow coming down. It's coating the roadways. Temperatures are in the upper 20s here, so be cautious for travel. Temperatures a bit warmer in western Kansas, but still watching for some snow, I think potentially covering at least some of the side roads. Maybe the interstate will be okay. We go to the mid-Atlantic as the whole system tracks our way. Places like Baltimore and D.C., we are running well below average with snowfall this season. In fact, 9 to 11 inches.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
We've had a well above average season for us here, and there is the chance you get some snow in Greensboro, that I think it's not as likely. So here's what happens. As we get you into the middle late to the week, there is still uncertainty with the forecast, the exact track of the low, how much cold air is there going to be, how heavy is the precip. If it's really heavy, if it's snowing and if it's really heavy, that will help cool down the lower part of the atmosphere and aid in more accumulation. So these are all factors that will will affect that final number that you want to know, which is how much snow. So to time it out for you, we've got 2 waves coming on in. This is first on Tuesday, right through the afternoon, and then overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday, our coastal system is really taking shape, and you can see that right here. So we see watch for that low. We're going to be watching for that to track off the coast. This is more of a mid-Atlantic storm than it is a northeastern storm, though not to say you're not going to get anything into Long Island or maybe out towards the eastern Massachusetts, but this is spending more time in the mid-Atlantic in terms of bringing us the precip. Now, in terms of accumulations, here's what we have right now. We have a widespread area of 5 to 8 inches of snow stretching from Philly right back into northern Virginia. The D.C. area would be north and west of the Beltway that would have the best chance of again accumulation. But know that that's kind of a worst case scenario, that there's certainly the chance that it's just mainly slushy and there's not a ton of accumulation. Look at Roanoke and look at our temperatures. So Tuesday night, our temperatures are only dropping to 33. We're up to 44 on Wednesday. Hard to get accumulation when temperatures are that warm.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Barely drop below freezing until we get to Wednesday night, and then we do have some more cold air coming on in. So we could be looking at, even if it is just slush, anything freezing will be icy on the roadways. All right.